Hello everyone. So today I'll be drafting the lower bodice pattern, and already I have my pattern paper well placed on the table already, and I have drawn out my workspace for the front block and the back block. So what I just did was I came down from the tip of the pattern paper by 1 inch all the way, and from this starting line, which is my this 1 inch is my starting line. So from this starting line now, I came down, I measured the length of the skirt. I measured the length of the skirt to get this other horizontal line. Then I moved in by half an inch from away from the tip of the paper at this side, and from this starting line here, I measured the I divided the hip measurements by 4. What it gave me was what I measured from here to here to differentiate from what where I'll be drafting the front bodice to the back block. So that was what I did to get my workspace. So the first thing we'll do is to measure from the start line. I'll measure the waist to the hip, which is 9 inches. Waist to the hip, which is 9 inches. So I'll just mark it down. 9 inches all the way down. 9 inches. 9 inches. So I'll also do that for the front block too. The same thing applies to the front block. 9, 9, and 9. So I'll draw a straight line over the dotted lines all the way down to the front block. Okay, so that's that. Assuming the skirt is extended, is a long skirt or is a fishy skirt, that's when we would need the waist to hip. So for this basic pattern, there's no need for the waist to hip. So what I will do now is to take the waist measurement, the waist circumference at this line. I'm going to mark it down. So for the waist circumference, we have let me check, 26 inches. 26 inches divided by 4. I've already explained how to divide with your tape, so that's what I will do now. 26 divided by 4. This is divided by 2, that's 13. So divided by 4 will give us 6.5. Yeah, 6.5. So I will mark 6.5 on the starting from this start line to where 6.5 is reaching. I'll mark it down. Then I will mark the hip circumference, divide it by 4 and mark it down. So the hip circumference is 38 and a half divided by 4. So 38 and a half. This is 38 and a half. I'll divide it by 2 first, then divide it by 4. Which is 9.5. So 9.25. Oh, sorry, 9.75. That is what is here. So I'll mark it at this point. So what I'll just do now is to connect with my curve ruler. I'll connect with my curve ruler. Can you see? Connect it with my curve ruler. Like that. So this is the pattern for a basic straight skirt, just a basic straight skirt. At this part, this is the center back, this is the hip line, this is the waistline, this is the skirt length. So this is the center back for a basic skirt. So for the front, this is for the front block. For the back block, what we just do is also the same thing. I will measure the skirts. I'll measure the skirt, the waist of the skirt, which is let me see, 6 and a half. So I'll measure 6 and a half from the start line. This is the center back. So from the center back, I'll measure 6.5 from the waistline. This is the waistline. This is the hip line, and this is the skirt length. So I'll measure 6.5. Let me see. This is 6.5 here. I'll also measure 9.752 from the center back inwards. 9.75 is also missing at this point, and I will connect with my straight ruler. I'm so sorry. This is where I marked my 6 point. Yeah, this is it. So this part is no longer needed. This part will be cut off. It will be cut off. So this is how to draft a basic straight skirt, but I will also show you how to make it a pencil skirt. It is from the basic straight skirt that you can also get a pencil skirt and whatever other skirts you might want to get. So this is a basic pattern bodice. This is the front block, this is the back block, this is the waistline, this is the waistline here, this is the hip line here. So I've gotten a basic pattern bodice. All you just have to do here is, if you are placing this pattern paper on your fabric, you add your zipper allowance to the center back for the back block. You can add 1 inch, you can add 1.5, you can add ½ inch, as you so wish. But because it is a basic pattern, I'm not going to add it. I'm just showing you. It's just an illustration. So you just add it there and you cut out. But it is a basic pattern. So you can always do that when you are placing it on your pattern, on your fabric, I mean. So to make it a pencil skirt, we are going to have to do a tightening at the down part here. We are going to do a tightening at the skirt length here. So what we just do is to come, whatever inches you have on your hip line, this is 9.75 minus 1.5. So you are going to mark 1.5 out. 1.5 out. And you connect for the front block. You connect like so. Yeah. So this is you having to do a tightening at the lean line at the skirt length. So this is 1.5 difference. But for the back block, you know, at the back you can have a slit at the back. So you will not only put that 1.5 at this side alone, but you're going to divide it between this place and this place. The back has to be very tight at the back, so it has to have that tightening at the back, at the hip butt area at the back, and also at the side. So what you are going to do is to divide this 1.5 by 2. So let's divide 1.5 by 2. This is 1.5 divided by 2. So I have 0.75. I'll mark the first 0.75 here and also mark the 0.75 at this other side. Then I'll connect with my curve ruler. Like so. I don't want to make any mistake. Like so. Yeah. You connect. Then you also come here and connect to with your curve, with the curve ruler to this point. To this point. So what I'll just do is to start and finish it all the way. Yeah, so that is how to draft a basic pencil skirt. I hope we all understand. This is very easy. This is the easiest part on the skirt. If you are going to be putting a dart, that means you'll be dividing your nipple distance by 2. That's 3.5 inches. So you're going to mark 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches. Then from this point of 3.5, you're always going to come down by 5. You're going to come down by 5. Come down by 5. Then you draw a straight line to connect the dotted lines together. Draw a straight line to connect. So you're going to divide 1 inch from these two places. You're going to divide 1 inch from these two places like this. Then you connect to that point to get your dart legs, like so. You do the same for the back. You do the same from the back. From the center back, you mark 3.5 inches. Come down by 5 inches. Come down by 5 inches. Mark 3.5 all the way to get to the point. Yeah, connect it with a straight ruler, like so. Divide 1 inch between the two lines, like this. 1 inch. Connect it in a slat line, like I'm doing. So another thing you want to do is to return this 1 inch back. You have to return it back so that the skirt will not be short at the waistline. You have to return it back. So I'll connect it back. Sorry, I have already marked that place out already before now. So please take note. Can you see I've returned it back? I've returned it back. So this place is still very useful. Let me shade it. Let me shade it so that you know to not confuse you. Let me shade it. Shade. Yeah. Yes. So that you will get it. You understand. So this part is the part that is no longer needed. So the same thing you will do to the back. You return the 1 inch back. Return the 1 inch back and connect it back. Connect it back. Like so. So let me shade this too. So that you not get confused with the cancellation I did earlier. So this is it. So this is the new skirt waist because of the darts. You're going to have to pick this dart so that it can balance back. Another thing I want you to do in the front part is to bring down the front. You notice at the front of a skirt, someone did that. After picking the skirt, you see that there will be ruffles at the front part. There will be ruffles. To eliminate that ruffle so that it can be smooth and neat in the front, you just come down by half of an inch. Come down at the center front here, half of an inch. Sorry. Half of an inch. Then you connect back to the waistline in a slanting line. You can also use your curve rule to do that, like this. So this is the new skirt waistline. So that is that about drafting a basic bodice. Let me cut it out so that you can see the parts to cut out. You can see the parts to cut out. Let me cut it out so that you can see it. Please, when you are cutting your pattern paper, be very careful not to cut the valuable places out. Can you see? You have to cut it out. Can you see? Yeah. So at this point, you are cutting this place out like this. Cutting it out like this. I want to remove this extra half inch in the front block. It's no longer needed. That was just the start line for my pattern. Yeah. So this is the front block. Let me write it on it. front block. This is the hip line, the waistline, the darts, legs, and the length of the skirt. That's that. So the next thing I'll do is to cut out the back block. Cut out the back block. Can you see the way I'm cutting it? This part is no longer needed. That's why I'm cutting it out. Yes, it's out. So I'll cut this too. Yes. Like that. Yes. Cut it out at this part. This is it. This is the front block. So let me label it. Back block. This is the dart leg, the waistline, the hip line, and the length of the skirt. So this is the both sides together. Yes. So this is the front block and the back block. I hope you all understand. Thank you for your time. Have a lovely day.